Hey, what's going on? Back on the mats again. Today we're going to be talking about just body care, taking care of your body in Jiu Jitsu. Working out, not working out. Should you do the warm up? Should you skip the warm up? Should you do stuff outside of Jiu Jitsu? Should you work out at a gym? Should you not? How should you eat? Or, really, about body care. I've had injuries, and I know each one of these men have had injuries in Jiu Jitsu. I know there's ways to not have injury, Alex said it the other day. He said that it's inevitable, but maybe you can minimize it. But I'm going to let Eli just kind of start this off because he has some really good points in regards to body care for Jiu Jitsu.
Thanks, Joseph. But to kind of echo what Alex was talking about, injuries are inevitable, and our goal is to try to mitigate those injuries as much as possible by a term I've heard thrown around is called prehabbing the conditions. So that means just kind of prepping your body in a way that you're going to be ready to engage in what we're going into here, this involuntary yoga per se. So hydration is key, proper rest is key, a proper warm-up is key, and nutrition. Those four things I think are so vital to your longevity on the mats. And if you want to get good at jiu-jitsu or any other sport for that matter, you've got to be in it for the long haul. And we want to spend as much time on the mats as possible safely. And so outside of the gym, I'm always focused on, am I getting enough hydration when I first wake up? Am I drinking enough water? Am I getting enough water throughout the day? And not just water, but enough sodium and potassium and all those things to kind of keep those nutrients and keep yourself hydrated. Because a well-lubricated joint is less likely to get injured. And we're attacking our joints quite a bit in here. Whether it's on purpose or we just slip and fall, whatever it may be. And then nutrition, that's just second in line, right? If you're eating crappy, you're going to feel a difference on the mat. And there's tons of different diets out there and ways of eating, and everybody's body reacts differently. So, I always hate to say that there's just this one way is the way, because that's not true. Everybody reacts differently to certain things. Some people function really well on a vegan diet. Some people function really well on a carnivore type diet. And some people function really well on a pasta and pizza diet. It just depends on where you're at. It depends on your age. It depends on a lot of different factors. So
what's interesting is everybody wants to diet, or a lot of people want to lose weight and stuff, but to think about this when I started, it never even crossed my mind. I never thought okay, I want to eat like this. I want to pre-maintenance or pre-care before injury. I never even thought injury was going to happen when I started. And the day that I did get injured, I just pushed through and hurt myself worse. So I was never instructed on, hey, when you start today, just be aware you may get hurt in a few weeks or so. And that comes from my fault because I was doing the spazzy, go crazy, just want to fight for my life from the very beginning, from the first round, as if I was going to get a medal that day. But it never crossed my mind the importance of just eating well, hydrating, to drink water. And especially at the end of the round, you're just drinking gobs of water. And Whitmire said it one day, he was talking about how and you said it just now, about drinking water before and during. And these are things no one ever tells you. They don't walk you through these things. When you start any sport, or when I started Jiu Jitsu, I didn't even think about how to just take care of my body. I just came in here and decided to just destroy it.
Yeah, hydration starts the day before, I feel like, same thing with your nutrients. If you ate like crap the day before, you come in here in the morning, you're gonna feel it.
I feel it at least every time.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah, and I feel like it's kind of related to that with drinking water, doing it early enough that you're hydrated and not trying to slam it all in on your weight. Because then you'll be sloshing the whole time.
I think we're all guilty of that.
Yeah, sometimes you're like, nope, we gotta get over
drinking coffee. I'm drinking coffee, and then I'm drinking an energy drink, and then I'm right now I'm thinking, I need some water right
Yeah. I think another thing that helps a lot with injury mitigation is just strength training in general. I think if everyone had a
a squat variation, a deadlift variation, a pressing movement, and then some kind of pull movement. Just those 4 things will help you not get injured in here. Just because if your body's stronger, it's going to be able to take a little more punishment, a little more time on the mats. And it's also like, it's a cheat code. Like, why would you not want to have extra strength in here? You know what I mean?
And I notice a difference with people that work out and that don't. I can tell when you do squats and I can tell when you don't. There's a difference in muscle and the way that that person feels compared to others who just use Jiu Jitsu as their only form of workout. And I was guilty when I started. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna work my upper body out at the gym, and then Jiu Jitsu is my leg workout. And I've changed that now, and obviously because I have knee injuries, that I have to work my legs and my knees out. It keeps it all functioning correctly. So I completely agree that you need more than just doing this and showing up the mat. And I think if you just do this and only this, I think it does open a door for the possibility of injury. But I also think someone said once to Mark Roberts, he said over time you build a body, like your body just builds body armor, I guess the way you put it. So your body will adapt eventually. I just wish I would have understood better what I was getting into, and worked out differently before I got here, because I wish I would never got injured, but
That we all did.
I think Carlos is 100% right. You know, the strength training is so important, and there are so many programs out there, but Carlos is absolutely right. Some sort of variation of those 4 movements are they'll pay dividends in the end, just in injury prevention, as well as longevity on the mats. I mean, if you haven't been moving in a while, like if you're like a lot of us, I work behind a desk, and so if you're like a lot of us, if you haven't moved in a while, your hips are so locked up, you know, and it's hard to do some of these movements. Doing something like what Carlos is talking about, where it's a little bit safer, you're not being attacked by somebody trying to choke you, you know, so you're going through this range of motion to reintroduce those ranges into your joints. It's going to just help you on the mats and just in life in general, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think off that too, I like to work out with kettlebells a lot, because I think that it gives you all of those minor little muscles and angles that if you're just like lifting barbells all the time, you're not really hitting all those things. And so one of the best things I started doing when I first started was I got like the heaviest kettlebell I had. It's like 70 pounds. And I just like roll around on the ground, holding it above me in all the angles that in Jiu Jitsu people are putting weight. And it really helped me figure out like my body's response to weight in different weird angles. And so I've done that since the beginning, and I did it yesterday. It's something I still do. And I think it's helped a lot with kind of building up those frames and just knowing like you're gonna, like you said in voluntary yoga, you're gonna be forced into these positions. And so I also like to stretch in like the weirdest ways I can and try to like not let my body be in a position for the first time, somebody else forcing it in that way.
Yeah, because your body will instinctively react to prevent you from going that way, which is why a lot of injuries happen. When you roll your ankle, it isn't necessarily the ankle injury that's happening. What's happening is this muscle is trying to keep your ankle from going that way, so it's going to fire off, and that's what hurts. And so if you work that mobility and get that end range of motion, you can kind of understand and read your body, or understand what your body's trying to tell you.
Yeah, and everybody's body's gonna have a different response and limit, and so you have to figure out like your own range of mobility to know when are you in danger, when are injuries more possible, or if you've been there a dozen times, then you're aware like this actually isn't that big of a deal because I know that I'm loose this way.
Yeah, you're not in any danger.
It kind of goes back to
go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, it kind of goes back to warming up. Like I think everybody should have at least like a 5-10 minute little warm up routine, because if you come in here cold and then just get, you know, inverted or something by somebody else, that's not gonna be fun.
And that time increases with age.
Yes.
I've been warming up since 7. It's almost 10 now. I'm getting cold. No, I'm just playing.
So there are the injuries that they're just freak accident injuries, and then there are the ones where you are prideful and don't want to admit defeat. Now, the second can be avoided because you just need to learn to tap, and you need to learn to say when you're done, and not let someone have a heel hook and be like, well, I'm just gonna hold on to this heel hook, let them hold on to it just for a little bit longer because I just don't want this guy to get me. And the next thing you know, your knee's tweaked and you're out for a very long time. And then there's the freak accident. And Alex and I were rolling one day over here in the corner, and it was sweaty. And I had just come up, and I was going to start to drive in, and when I planted my left foot, and my foot slipped in my knee, it just, the loudest pop, stopped. I had to sit down. I couldn't even move. It was just a freak accident injury. I thank the Lord that I recovered after a few weeks, and I was able to get back on the mats. And I've had those happen. So there are going to be injuries because of stupidity, and there's going to be injuries that just accidentally happen. And in my opinion, if you are injured, please don't continue to train. When I first injured my knees, I went back within like a week or two, and I should have waited. And now I'm paying for it because I feel indefinitely just hurt, and I don't want to get surgery right now. So if you're injured, don't push yourself to be injured more. If you take the time off, Jiu-Jitsu is always going to be here. I'm telling you, no one's learning the secret moves when you're not there. I know it feels that way. You feel like you miss class. You're like, man, I know everyone just got so much better than me today. But if you can take the time to take care of yourself, ice it, rest it. I have a Theragun that I like to use. Heat on it, correct stretching. Goes back to the working out. It goes back to the diet. It goes back to all those things we're talking about. If you take care of your body, you will have longevity in Jiu-Jitsu, and you'll probably have a healthier longevity. So learn from my mistake, and learn from the mistake of just pushing yourself to no end and just being injured. So, man, we hope you learned something from today. Hey, thanks for joining us. Y'all have a good one.